Ever feel like you know the big players in Westeros? Starks, Lannisters, Targaryens? But what about the house that's been pulling the strings from the shadows for thousands of years? House Hightower, often seen as just Alicent's family, holds secrets that could make the Iron Throne itself tremble. Beyond the Green Queen, their history is a rich tapestry of ancient power, shocking alliances, and victories forgotten by most maesters. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll see Old Town, the Hightowers, and the entire Game of Thrones in a completely new light. We light the way, indeed. Let's journey back to the mythic dawn, long before dragons ruled the skies. The history books, written by maesters under Hightower patronage, tell us they descend from the first men. But the evidence whispers a much older story. The very foundation of the Hightower, a mysterious black stone fortress, predates the arrival of the first men. Some legends say it was built by the long-lost Deep Ones, others by a forgotten race of giants. This suggests the Hightowers, in some form, existed before almost everyone else, making them one of the most ancient bloodlines in all of Westeros. Their colossal tower wasn't just a lighthouse, it was a declaration, a symbol of enduring power, strategic foresight, and a mastery over the seas that gave them an unparalleled advantage in a world still finding its shape. While other ancient houses carved out kingdoms with fire and sword, the Hightowers were already building a legacy of wealth and influence, navigating a pre-Targaryen world with a wisdom that bordered on the supernatural. While other houses sharpened their Valyrian steel, House Hightower sharpened their minds. Their true strength wasn't found on the battlefield, but in diplomacy, trade, and a quiet pursuit of knowledge of the arcane. When the Andals swept across Westeros, many First Men kingdoms fell to ruin. But the Hightowers, they didn't just survive. They thrived. Lord Lymond Hightower famously welcomed the invaders, avoiding a costly war and integrating the new Andal culture seamlessly. This single act of strategic genius paved the way for them to become patrons of the faith of the Seven, hosting the Starry Sept in Old Town and making their city the religious heart of the continent. For centuries, the High Septon answered to the Hightowers as much as he did the gods. They were instrumental in forming the Reach, subtly guiding the Gardener Kings and later, the Tyrells. While Highgarden held the title of Warden of the South, it was often Old Town's gold and Hightower's wisdom that truly governed the richest region in Westeros. They were the unseen architects, building an empire of influence, brick by quiet brick. When the Targaryens arrived with their dragons, the game changed for everyone. Yet again, the Hightowers adapted with breathtaking skill. Instead of facing the dragon flame that consumed Harrenhal and the Field of Fire, Lord Manfred Hightower opened the gates of Old Town to Aegon the Conqueror. The High Septon, conveniently influenced by Hightower Council, anointed Aegon as king, legitimizing his conquest and saving the city from destruction. This began their complex relationship with the Dragon Lords. They weren't just subjects. They became indispensable advisors. Their daughters, queens, their sons hands of the king. Think of Lord Hightower, the hand to the wise King Jaehaerys, who helped broker peace and prosperity for decades. Or Alicent, whose marriage to Viserys set the stage for the Dance of the Dragons. While Targaryens fought and died for the Iron Throne, the Hightowers were always there, placing their pieces on the board through strategic marriages and quiet machinations, subtly shaping royal successions and ensuring that no matter who wore the crown, the light of the Hightower never dimmed. So what is the true legacy of this enigmatic house? It's woven into the very fabric of Westerosi society. Their patronage established the Citadel, the greatest center of learning in the known world. Every maester who advises a lord, heals the sick, or chronicles history owes their training to Hightower foresight. Their support for the faith of the Seven shaped the moral and cultural landscape of the entire continent for thousands of years. From Old Town's port, their ships sailed to the furthest corners of the world, bringing back wealth, knowledge, and influence that enriched the Seven Kingdoms. While other great houses rise and fall like the tide, House Hightower is the bedrock beneath the waves. They prove that true, lasting power isn't always won with fire and blood. Sometimes it's built with wisdom, patience, and the quiet understanding that knowledge is the most potent weapon of all. They remain one of Westeros's most fascinating, powerful, and dangerously underestimated players. Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive into the history of House Hightower. It's a story that truly shows there is always more to discover in the world of ice and fire. If you enjoyed this journey into the lore, please hit that like button and consider subscribing and ringing the bell so you don't miss our next exploration. We love hearing from you, so drop a comment below and let us know which house or character you'd like us to cover next. Until then, stay curious.